Welcome to the third episode on the methods to improve the cycle efficiency. So, in that kind, we have previous sessions we have discussed on an overview that there are three methods which are being involved for the improvement of the cycle efficiency. Let's go for the first method, that is intercooling. As I already said, that intercooling is the one method where we are going to go for concentrating on the compressors. We are in the case of compressors, we are going to reduce, or we wanted to reduce the energy consumption or energy given to the compressors by using the multi-staging of these compressors. We are going to improve the we are going to compress the gases in case of in the number of stages. So in the case of first, we are going to take the air, we are going to compress in the one compressor. Later on, it is fed into the another compressor where the it is further compression ratio is maintained. In this way, we are going to improve the compression ratio. We are going to improve the compression ratio. Along with that, multi-staging also. When we are going for multi-staging, definitely, if instead of using a single compressor which uses a large consumption of the energy from the turbines, if you are going for multi-staging, definitely it uses a lesser amount of energy consumption. Thereby it improves the cycle efficiencies, because when we know that efficiency is equal to Wt minus Wc, where turbine output minus turbine input or compressor input divided by heat input. If I am able to decrease the turbine Wc, definitely I am able to increase the compressor efficiency, or able to increase the efficiency of the cycle. So this is one concept behind the intercooling. Intercooling, the component called as intercooler, is placed between the two different compressors, because of multi-staging compressors. Basic intention behind is that whatever the after compression, the pressure will be increased, as a result of which pressure increase, there is increase in the temperature also, which is an unwanted material, an unwanted property which is being developed as a result of compression. So I wanted to remove that and maintain the same temperature as that of the initial which it has been entered into the first compressor. So that for that purpose, I am going to take the intercooler placed between the two compressors, so that it cools away the entire component of this temperature, and later on it facilitates the further compression process to go on. So this way cycle efficiency will be increased. So if I am going to take into account of this thermal efficiency of these compressors, thermal efficiency of the compressor is equal to Wt minus Wchp, or the Wc1 plus Wc2 in bracket divided by Q in. Whence the compression process energy input will be added, and this ultimately what happens, Wt minus Wc1 plus Wc2 will be there. It further increases the numerator, and when we are going to divide it further, the entire value will be lesser. So ultimately we are going to get the thermal efficiency improved. So this is one stage of intercooling. Next we are going to go for reheating. In the case of reheating, what happens, the process of turbine output, it's a method of improving the thermal output, or the improving the output given by the turbines, where the multi-staging of the turbine is facilitated. One is the partial expansion will take place in the case of high pressure turbine, and followed by the further expansion process in the case of low pressure turbines. And when we are going to compare the low pressure and high pressure turbines, low pressure turbines are having size wise very compact size when we compare with the high pressure turbines are having smaller size when we are comparing with the low pressure turbines. So this is the basic physical observation or differentiation between the turbines. Similarly, when we are going to talk about the reheating process of initially after coming out of this combustion chamber, it is facilitated to move on to first turbine, that is a high pressure turbine. Later on, partial after expansion process, the moisture content, there may be chances that after expansion process, the property of the air will be changed. It will be under low pressure as well as a low temperature, whereas the low temperature is very disadvantage in case of air, because there may be chances of entrapment of the moisture content within the system, or regaining of the moisture content to the system of air. So that's why I'm going to take the air into the further section, that is to the combustion chamber once again, and recirculate there and come back to the low pressure turbine, where the further expansion process will take place. As a result of this, you can manipulate more amount of energy from the by using the instead of using the single turbine, I am going to use the two turbines, so that I can manipulate more amount of energy, or more amount of pressure energy I can manipulate for power production. This is a method of reheating. And when we are going to talk about the reheating process, I am going to by this way I am going to improve the turbine output from the system. So this is the one method. This is another method of basic Brayton cycle modifications. thirdly we are going to go for regeneration. In the case of regeneration cycle, the as I already said, we are going to concentrate on the combustion chamber. I am going to facilitate, or I am going to improve the energy input into the whatever the in the combustion chamber we are burning the fuel. This burn the after burning the fuel, the heat is added. Heat is like enormous quantity of energy is released. This energy in the form of heat is added into the gases, so that there is any moisture content being removed, and the gas temperature is able to reach in and around of expected 1000 to 1200 degrees Celsius. So instead of that, if I am able, instead of burning, or the instead of getting heat addition into the system in the combustion chamber, if I am able to reduce, if I am able to increase the temperature from the before entering into the combustion chamber, definitely I can reduce the energy or fuel consumption in the case of combustion chamber. In that mode, I am going to take into account of the preheating process. Preheating process means whatever the exhaust, whatever the gas which is coming out of this compressor process, we are going to take it into the regeneration process. There is a component called as a regeneration. Regeneration is nothing but a heat exchanger which is placed between the combustion chamber as well as the compressors, and the whatever the exhaust gases coming out of this compressor turbines still possess a heat energy. That heat energy will be that heat energy will be extracted from that, and it will be it will be transferred into the gases which are coming out of this compressor and letting it into the combustion chamber. So that if I am able to improve the uh, inlet gas temperature to the combustion chamber, definitely I can improve the cycle efficiency, because we know that Qin is basically in the denominator. If I am able to improve this Qin, definitely I am able to increase the cycle efficiency. This is a mode of regeneration. So these are the three methods which are being used.